Morning from Chairback Mountain. It's about 6 o'clock, and believe it or not, despite the amount of sweat, I'm only an hour into today's hike, day 9. Getting closer to town day, new shirt day. It's very exciting. Our little group has decided to do a longer day today. It'll be about 16 miles. I've done about a mile so far, and there'll be lots of ups and downs, then a big down, and then about 5 miles on some flat terrain. It'll be a longer day, of course, but it'll get us only about 10 miles away from Monson. So hopefully we could be there by noon or 1 o'clock if we push it. So that was the idea. Last night was great. Maine has taught me that weather forecasts mean nothing, because every day for the most part, and I'm not complaining, it's great, every day had been forecast to have a bunch of rain, and so far we've only had 2 days of rain and a little intermittent rain bursts here and there, so no complaints. Today is going to be one of those days where I just have to keep walking and pretend that there's like a mummy chasing me or something. You know, you can go slow, just don't stop for too long. Mummies have always seemed kind of strange to me. Like, you know, werewolves, they bite your face off, and vampires suck your blood. That's self-evident. What do mummies do when they catch you? They just like beat you up. Jiu-jitsu? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Good morning from the third peak of the Chairback Mountains. We came from that direction yesterday, and 2 days ago we were up on Whitecap Mountain, which is this one right there. It's kind of crazy. I actually got a phone app that unfortunately requires internet connection, but it's called Peak Finder, and I'm sure there's a bunch of others, but it's pretty cool to be able to know what mountains you're looking at. Those are the saddlebacks as well. But it's an incredible view from up here. And I was gonna say, I had named the channel Big Bald on the AT for a little bit of privacy. And there's a thing called trail names, where when you're out hiking, a lot of times people end up not going by their actual name and instead go by a nickname. Usually, informally, it's recommended that you let somebody else give you a name, because it's supposed to be based on something silly or stupid that you've done. You know, there's fire crotch, poopy pants, whatever you can think of that people will get, and you have to accept the name. If one's suggested to you, you don't have to take whatever ridiculousness comes your way. But I had done Big Bald because on a trip in Tennessee that my son was on, we were hiking over a mountain, called Big Bald, and he started calling me Big Bald for the rest of the day. But on this one, didn't really seem fair to make your own name. And actually last night it was suggested, sorry, my arm's getting a little tired. So I had decided to bring tortilla or burritos, tortilla shells, to put peanut butter in. And when I was at the store, I was like, well, it's a 100-mile wilderness. I'm going to need whatever the biggest tortilla they have is, which was a mistake. I got 2 packages of 8 tortillas each, and I just realized last night, part of the reason my pack is so heavy, the 2 packages, each one weighs 1 pound and 14 ounces. So I've been carrying nearly 4 pounds of tortillas labeled extra grande tortillas, and they are big. So they started calling me extra grande last night. So we'll see if it sticks. Currently on top of the 3rd peak of the Chairbacks, and that mama right in front of us is called 4th Mountain, and I gotta go up and over that today. Best not to think about it. The things you find in the forest. We are on 4th Mountain, descending in the Chairbacks, and I've heard a story about this. I'll see if I can learn more later on, but basically a father and daughter had a plane crash here on the mountain, and they were actually able to make it out alive and walk out, and I think they eventually came back to get the engine. Looks like they forgot some stuff though. Looks like a good place to get some tetanus if I fall down, so let's not do that. For all you fellow slowpokes out there, I found going through the 100-mile wilderness that one thing that made things a bit easier through all the endless uphills and sometimes the downhills was to keep walking for about 100 or 200 breaths before you'd allow yourself to stop for 10 breaths or so. It helped to break it up and not feel like you were endlessly marching without making any progress at all. Would you look at this? Look at that. That's the trail. Down from here, bunch of wet rock. And then that's the trail up there. Up about, 65, 70 degrees. Wet rock. This is a trail, but this is what I signed up for, right? Living the dream. Barren Mountain. That looks like rain.
Well, that's thunder for sure.
Yep. On the descent to Fourth Mountain, I came out onto a rock outcropping where 3 of my fellow group of hikers were finishing up lunch, and being the slow one, I had just gotten there. Literally just as I sat down and opened my pack to see what I had for lunch, I noticed that there was a rain cloud off in the distance. I thought that I had, maybe 10 minutes to enjoy before I would have to get the heck down the mountain, but unfortunately I was very wrong. Well, I thought I was going to try to enjoy lunch up here. The sun was shining just as I got here, and then the thunder, and that bad boy is coming at us. So I'm going to get the heck out of Dodge, get below tree line. So I thought I was tired up there. Nothing like a little peanut butter and adrenaline sandwich to make you realize you're just fine. I just had a lightning bolt hit about 200 yards away, but I am down mostly enough, but I'm still trying to go as fast as I can without falling on these wet rocks. But it went from a sunny day to a thunderstorm real quick. Still having fun. And now everything's fine. Nobody would have believed me. It's like kind of sunny again and water dripping, but that's about it. So, and don't get me wrong, I respected storms in the mountains, but that was interesting for a second, and there's a lot more mountains to come. See you later. Sorry for the stumbling around, but this is actually a lot of roots on the side of a uneven hill that goes straight down to that. So, very beautiful. Having successfully run away from the lightning and thunder gods up on top of Fourth Mountain at the base of the next one, I found that I had the most treacherous river crossing I was going to have of the last few days, with all the rain that had just fallen both that day and on the one before. I'm gonna take my shoes off and put my Crocs on for this. I gotta be honest. The excitement of this water crossings has kind of worn off. Now I just want to be across. Be in the moment. It is fun. I'm gonna have fun. Okay, temper tantrum over, reach the other side, and you gotta remind me next time. I forgot how much better I feel once I put my feet in that icy cold water. Feels pretty good right now. Interesting thing, at the AT hostel back in Millinocket before the 100-mile wilderness, they told us to not wear Crocs when you're doing a river crossing. I have a confession to make. I've been wearing my Crocs every time, and it feels really stable. I did buy Crocs that were like almost a half size too small, so they are really tight on my feet, and they're not necessarily super comfortable. But I feel like I get a lot of traction, and I feel like they're better than sneakers would be. But maybe I'll eat my words in a little bit. So far, so good. Crazy thing. Looks like the sun's coming out again. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, all over the place. But it's crazy. This is actually, believe it or not, this is not sweat. This is just a microburst that just went through. It was like standing under the shower faucet. This Maine is like, it's like Hawaii. I mean, stuff comes through, it seems like every other day or once a day, and it is just a downburst. Now the sun's coming out again. It's crazy. That is Wilson Valley Shelter, I believe, which is where we spent, or at least the area in which we spent last night. All right, I was trying to be a little bit quieter because I think there might still be people sleeping in that shelter. Yeah, this is where we spent the night last night. It's town day. Time to go into Monson, about 10 miles. That's obviously where I have set up. And I was pretty rough when I came in last night. It was a long walk. It was about everything I could do to put my feet in this brook over here and set up camp and make myself some dinner and get water and go to bed. I've done that distance before, but it was really the ups and downs of it that was tough. This here's our water source, and we'll be going off in that direction today to get to town. It's been a lot of fun hiking around this group of people. We've helped each other get through the 100-mile wilderness, and several of us went up and down Katahdin together. I am not sure how many of us will still be together after Monson though. There's a couple people that want to speed up a bit, and I think their high moderate mileage for the day is kind of it's redlining for me. Definitely the towards the top of what I'm comfortable doing every day before I might start getting injured. So it's no big deal. It's been fun while it lasted, and I look forward to seeing what's coming next. On to Monson. Did you know which one of King Arthur's knights came up with the idea for the round table? Circumference.